Hello, my friends, and welcome. Whew, we are here. It has been a heck of a day for me, but I'm happy to be here. My name is Justin Guarini, and this is part one of the 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business. Before I get into any of that, I just want to welcome you all and say, tell me where you're watching from in the comments. Let me know in the comments below this video where you're coming in from. I love to see where people are watching. We've had people from Italy and Canada, of course, all over the US, and it's exciting to see where you're all coming from. But in the meantime, while we're doing that, my name is Justin Guarini, and you may recognize me as, let's see, let me find it, this guy right here from the first season of American Idol. That's me way back in 2002, looking like a couch from the 70s and a shag rug had a child right there. Or you might recognize me as this guy, Fiyero, from Wicked, one of the 6 Broadway shows that I've had the honor to be a part of. Or you might even recognize me as this guy, Lil Sweet. I'm sorry, I just have to do it every single time I do. I have been so fortunate to be a part of this wonderful campaign for the past 6 years now for Diet Dr. Pepper, playing Lil Sweet, and it has been an unbelievable journey. But hey, whether you know me or not, tonight you are going to know me as the CEO, founder, creator of Artist Mindset Mastery. I love to perform, and I'm an active performer in the world of singing, acting, and dancing, commercials, theater, film, you name it. But I love to teach a lot of the wisdom that I know, the wisdom that's been earned through experience, a lot of failures, a lot of heartaches, and I love to work with performers. And really, I created the Artist Mindset Mastery brand as something that I really felt, originally I was doing a lot of skill set work, right? A lot of singing and acting, coaching and mentoring. But what I recognize, especially here in 2020, the greatest year ever, I recognize that, singing, acting, and dancing, those are skill sets, right? But what are the attitudes? What are the behaviors? Who is it that we are bringing to the singing and the acting and the dancing? And that all comes down to your mindset, the stories that you create about yourself, about your self-worth, about your abilities, about your singing, acting, and dancing. And so that is the foundation of what it is that I do and my team does at the Artist Mindset Mastery universe. So before I get to the top 10 core mindsets, I'm going to try and get through this. We have a good amount of stuff to cover, and I'm going to try and get through as best I can, as fast as I can. I do want to let you know something. I am on a mission over the next 90 days to show 10 singers, actors, and dancers how to break through these uncertain times by mastering their artist mindset and learning the what and the how of perfecting their auditions and performances. I'm on a mission to work directly with just 10 singers, actors, and dancers on their artist mindset, as well as their perfection of their auditions and their performances and their mindset, the who that they're bringing to their singing, acting, and dancing. If you are interested in going on that journey with me and or finding out more about Artist Mindset Mastery, all you have to do is click the link above this video if you're watching on Facebook, below this video if you're watching on YouTube, to find out more about that, right? Click the link in the bio or in the bio. I was trying to get this thing going on Instagram, but it just doesn't seem like it wants to work for me. So at the end of the day, this was going to be. All right, so let's get right into it. To reiterate what this is, what I'm doing, this is the part 1 of the 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to not just be a part of, but to dominate the new entertainment business. And before I get into the first mindset, I really want to take the word new right here. The new entertainment business. If you haven't guessed, if you're a performer, a singer, actor, or a dancer, or the parent of a performer, or a loved one, or a sibling of a performer, you know that this business has significantly changed. Obviously, the COVID-19 shutdown with the industry has made things way more challenging to figure out how just to work, much less audition, much less, leave our house in a way that is safe. And there is going to be, once it opens up, because as I love to say, we are going to be back in the entertainment industry. We are going to be back and better than ever, because the entertainment industry has suffered economic downturns, wars, famines, all kinds of things happening in this country and around the world, and yet it continues on. Arts and culture and entertainment are the backbone of every civilization that has ever mattered. And so we'll be back better than ever. But my first question to you is, will you be prepared for the new entertainment business? Because guess what? 2020 came in and was just like, I'm going to put the little the lines here, and then I'm just going to blow up the entertainment industry. And it has been completely changed. And when it comes back together, as it is starting slowly but surely to do, are you going to be ready for the new business? Because it will not look, it currently certainly doesn't look like, and it will not look like anything that you have been used to in the past. Okay, so that being said, the first in the 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business is this: the seeker. Now, what do I mean by that? What is that mindset? The seeker. Well, the seeker is characterized by their search or quest for knowledge and truth. And during this program, we're going to discuss 4 different levels of the seeker, and we're going to dive into them, what they mean, and I want you to take a very good look at where you, or where the performer in your life, whether they be older or younger than you are, whether they be your child or a sibling, where they fit into this equation. And I want to be very clear that this is not something, obviously there are levels, it's almost like a grade. This is not something to beat yourself up about. This is just a time, as COVID-19 has afforded those of us who look at it this way, it's a time to really take a hard look at what's really going on inside of us. And when we think about our skill sets, our singing or acting or dancing, okay, great. But how often do we focus on our mindsets? And you can hear my dog barking down below. How often do we focus on our behaviors and our stories and the things that we are bringing, that we are bringing to the skill sets, the singing, the acting, the dancing? So that being said, the seeker is categorized by their search or quest for knowledge and truth. And we're going to go through the 4 levels of the seeker. Okay, here we go. Level 1. The seeker, level 1, asleep. Now, this is where many people come into the artist mindset mastery universe. They are asleep. Now, what does it mean to be level 1 seeker asleep? It means that you invest little to no time, energy, or money into expanding your knowledge, skill sets, and perspectives. And you find yourself constantly justifying your current beliefs and behaviors based upon what was true for you in the past. Again, we'll take it back from the top. Asleep, level 1. You invest little to no time, energy, or money into expanding your knowledge. Now, let's take the word expanding. That's a very important word here. Expanding your knowledge, expanding your skill sets, expanding your perspectives, and you find yourself constantly justifying your current beliefs and behaviors, your actions, based upon what was true to you in the past. So, take an example of that. There are many people that I know, whether you are a student who is maybe thinking about being in an arts degree in college, or was applying for college. There's many people who are changing their majors. There are many people in the professional world who are running away from this business, who just decided, you know what, I'm going to wait and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to wait for somebody to tell me what to do. I'm going to sit here with this tub of ice cream on my couch, and I can't deal with any of it. Now, sidebar, sitting on your couch with a tub of ice cream, I have no problem with that whatsoever. You do you, boo. Take care of yourself. But there comes a time when you must take a good hard look at yourself and say, is this serving me? One of the things I love to tell my performers, my students that I mentor, is that our number one job as performers is to serve the story. It's not money. It's not fame. It's not applause. It's not awards. All those things are very lovely. Don't get me wrong. They're great. Our number one job as performers is to serve the story. Our number one job as people, though, is to create stories that serve us. And so, is that if you happen to be the seeker, level 1, asleep, and again, don't beat yourself up about this, is whatever your story is, that investment of no time and energy or money, I just can't deal with it. You find yourself constantly justifying your current beliefs and behaviors. Is that a story that serves you? Now, if you know someone in your life, because I know it's not anybody watching this. Nobody watching this is asleep, right? We're not asleep coming to this conversation, I'm sure. But if you know someone in your life that is asleep, a performer in your life that is asleep, type yes in the comments below. Do that for me right now. I know nobody here, like I said, nobody here, but that's it. So we've covered asleep, seeker, level 1, asleep. Again, many people come to the Artist Mindset Mastery universe this way. Now, if you're just joining us, this is part 1 of the 10 core mindsets you must develop in business to dominate the new entertainment business. And let me do this. Boop! There it is. Right over there. Artist Mindset Mastery. I forgot to put up my little logo there. That is my company and my brand, and the things that I teach people are all about Artist Mindset Mastery, as well as the skill set mastery too. But we'll get to that a little bit later on. Wow, Tim Pence says, light bulb moment. That's right. Well, thank you, Tim, for your comment. I love it. We are just getting warm. Okay, so once again, if you're just joining us, these are the 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business. Let's move on. We've covered number 1, seeker level number 1. My dog is going crazy downstairs, but we are just going to push through it. Okay, now we're going to go to seeker level 2, awake. Now, this is the average starting point for people who come into the Artist Mindset Mastery University, right? And this is characterized by your biggest goal these days is to match what you've done in the past and maintain it into the future, while clinging to the knowledge and understanding you currently possess, while ignoring evolving information that might change what you feel is true. That's a lot. Let's go back there and take out some of the words that really matter. Your biggest goal these days is to match what you've done in the past and maintain it into the future. Now, that's great. Those of you who are watching, who know who Amy Jo Berman is, who know who Brett Shuford is, who know who all these wonderful coaches and people who are out there who are teaching, and you're seeking them out, or maybe might not be seeking them out, as wonderful as they are, and you should, by the way. I love them. I know them. They're absolutely wonderful, right? The Broadway Collective, all these actor therapy, all these wonderful things that are out there for you. Maybe you're just seeking them out and you're just looking to you know what? I'm just looking to keep on the same level. Or maybe you're like, I'm a little hesitant to make an investment of time or money or anything like that. I'm just going to warm up or do my thing at home. Great. Okay, fine. That's wonderful. So you're maintaining and keeping the same level of skill set, and really, in essence, mindset that you were, and you're clinging to that knowledge which you have already, while ignoring evolving information that might change what you feel is true. Now, going back to what level this is 2, this is awake. This is the average starting place for many of the people who come to the Artist Mindset Mastery universe, many people who go to the Broadway Collective, Actor Therapy, the Broadway Life Coach, all these wonderful people, Natalie Weiss, like all these wonderful people that I know and love and trust, and who are sought out, as well they should be, for the fact that they're wonderful, wonderful coaches. And so, great, you're awake. This is a good place to be. But just look at the little things you're trying to maintain, just trying to stay the same, and you're clinging to knowledge that you already have, but ignoring evolving information that might change what you hold to be true. Now, look, ask anybody who reads anything in the news, and you will see that our news cycle, everything that goes on in our lives now, especially with social media and all this, it changes every 5 seconds. The entertainment business is not any different. Do you find yourself being awake? Are you someone, or do you know someone in your life that's awake? If that's so, type yes in the comments below. I would love to see that. And this is great. You're awake. At least you're not asleep and just like, no, literally asleep at the wheel of your career and of your desires and of your goals. At least you're awake and conscious and aware that, okay, I need to maintain, at least stay the same as I was before the industry shut down. Do you find yourself here now in the awake category? There's no shame in this game. We are taking a good look at ourselves and the mindsets that create the stories and the beliefs that we then bring to our skill sets of singing, acting, or dancing. So type yes if you find yourself being awake. Now, if you're just joining us, this is part 1 of my 10 core mindset presentation that you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business. And if you are joining us, my dog is barking his head off downstairs, but that is just the life. Anybody who is working from home knows that it is a challenge. So we're just going to do what we can do. Thank you very much. So that being said, the next level is 3, SEEKER level number 3, which is active, which is more rarefied air. I like to say now many, there's just less people come to the Artist Mindset Mastery game in this place, right? It's, once I get you up there where the air is rarefied. What is that song? Oh, Come Fly With Me. That's right. So I know my jazz. So what is level 3 active? That is, you have a formula in place to double your results in your artistic life for the next 5 to 10 years while changing things as little as possible and leveraging what you already know and have little desire to add more knowledge or information to your current plans. Now, again, I say level 3 active. This is rare air. How many people in our business know, especially right now with the COVID-19 shutdown, know what's going to happen and have a plan for what's going to happen next week, much less a month from now, much less 6 months from now, much less a year, 5, 10 years from now. But this is what I want you to start thinking about. This is what I want you to be aware of. And my producer Chuck, who's on here, I see you have some questions. I hear you, Chuck. Chuck is like, hey, stop for questions occasionally if you can. I absolutely will. The questions that you have, I would love to answer them without a doubt. So know that if you have a question, that my business partner and producer Chuck, who's here on the broadcast behind the scenes, sees you. We will get to those questions. But let's get back to what I was saying. Do you have a formula in place for 5 years coming down the line? Well, you might want to start thinking about that. Sometimes just the awareness of what it is that you don't know can sometimes cure the problem that you have. I'll never forget, a couple of years ago, I went to my therapist, who's just a wonderful human being, as many therapists are, right? And I went and I talked to her. I was like, I've been feeling this way about this thing. There's something that I did when I was a kid and the way that I behaved and something I participated and all this, and I feel really bad about it. And I've carried this guilt throughout these years. And, I stopped and I don't behave that way anymore and all this stuff. And she said to me, well, wait. Let's go back. So wait, do you still do that? Do you still behave that way? Is that still your thing? I was like, oh, no. And she said, well, why? Why is that? He goes, oh, because I knew it just didn't really serve me. It hurt me, hurt other people. It's just not what it was good for me. And she said, oh, okay. Well, it's not a problem. I was like, what? But I've got all this guilt and this shame and all this stuff. She said, no. I mean, you can keep that guilt and that's on you if you want to have guilt and shame about all that. But at the end of the day, what you're telling me is not a problem. You don't have a problem. The person who cannot stop doing what it is that you did, behaving the way it is that you behave, the person who does not know that it is harmful to do, behave, say, whatever, all those things, that's the person that has the problem. You don't have that problem. And so I was like, okay. And like it literally solved itself like that. Now, look, I'm cherry picking a wonderful example, right? But at the end of the day, sometimes an awareness can be curative. And it's that type of awareness that I'm trying to bring. Who is thinking about 5 to 10 years being a performer down the line? And who has a formula in place that is, I'm going to add this, maybe take away this or this, whatever it is for you, minus that, plus this, plus that equals X, right? But I would have you consider that the people who you hold in high regard, the people who have one name, the people who are successful, they have a plan. You can't tell me that Billy Porter doesn't have a plan, COVID be damned, for what outfits and what beautiful things that he is going to bring to the public's awareness for the next 6 months to a year, if not many years down the line. Todrick Hall is another. I mean, anybody. Those just people just came to my head who are just these people who are out there who are doing things. Anybody you can think of most likely has a plan, social media plan, what kind of projects they want to work on, whether that's, they're being hired to do it or they're doing it on their own. So if you are someone or someone or idolize someone in your life that is the active seeker, goes out seeking that knowledge and that truth that is active, type yes in the comments below. Okay. Now, again, if you're just joining us, I'm going to stop for questions really quickly, but this is the 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business. My name is Justin Guarini, and no, it's over there now. That is Artist Mindset Mastery. Before I get to the questions, I do want to reiterate for those of you who might have been joining us a little bit late here, I am on a mission over the next 90 days to show 10 singers, actors, dancers, performers how to break through these uncertain times by mastering their artist mindset, as well as learning the what and how of perfecting your auditions and performances. Okay, so that being said, we have covered Seeker, level 1, asleep, level 2, aware, and now I'm going to stop and answer some questions. Any questions up there, Chuck? Let's see. Throw them at me. Comments, questions. How young would you go to help mentor someone? Michelle, that's wonderful. You know what? I've worked with people as young as 8. It can be a little bit challenging at that age. I mean, it scares the living heck out of me because it's like I feel like I'm just dealing with these like delicate flowers of people. I mean, I have a 7 and a 9-year-old and a 5, so I know, and I'm just like, when it comes to performance, so I love to try and not go too much below 12. But that being said, if there's something that you want to talk about with me, all you have to do, and I didn't tell you, that mission statement up there above this link if you're on Facebook, or below this video, above this video if you're on Facebook, below this video if you're on YouTube. All you have to do is click that link. It will take you to where you can get directly in touch with me. Okay, so if you want to talk about that, you just let me know. But thank you. That's a wonderful question. I like to try and keep it around 12 because there's life experience that when you're mentoring someone that it's nice for them to have. But when it comes to mindset, really at the end of the day, the sooner you can get a positive self-worth, self-image, the more you can begin to, as much as you can at a super young age, understand the stories that you create about yourself, about your skill sets, the more that you will be able to open yourself to the possibilities and just really go all in on skill sets that pay the bills, if it were. So that's a wonderful question. Any other questions or comments there, Chuck? Any other thoughts? Yes, no, maybe so. Robin, yes, so much to think about. Amen. Welcome to my world. Make goals for the short and long-term things. What do I want to accomplish for the next month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 to 5 years and beyond? Yes. And what this really is, and the reason why I bring that up, and please keep that up there, Chuck, the reason why I say, I'm talking about 5, 10 years, but look, the formula that you can create, let's talk about next week. I mean, honestly, if you go so far as to just say, what are the behaviors that do not serve me that I'm currently participating in? And you know what I'm talking about. What are those behaviors that I can cut out of my life and replace with good behaviors or good thoughts, whatever it is you want to call it, you would be surprised what would happen when you make the conscious effort to daily put one foot in front of the other and to fight the battle as it is to push away those things that you know do not serve you, and yet to replace them and make the conscious effort to participate in things that do serve you. You will be surprised the positive changes that happen in 7 days, for example. Really. And now people may look at you askance. If you're someone who's religious, you'll understand what I mean when I say the devil may test you, right? Not today, Satan, right? All those things that people say, right? Your people around you may be like, you're not the same. I don't, right? It's happened to me. When you make that change, it reminds me of Michael Jackson's song, but when you make that change, sometimes you have to fight against not only all the things inside of you that say, well, why don't we just do the old thing? It was so much easier. But you also have to fight against the people around you who you have trained to see you a certain way and who feel very comfortable with you being the way that they like you to be. But what happens when you make a change? That's a battle worth fighting. Okay, I can take one more comment and then we will move along. We're good? Okay, great. Chuck says that we are good. Okay, so we have covered one more. Okay, one more. Chuck says one more. Okay, Tim Pence says this transcends the arts though. Amen, Tim. Giving you amen on a Thursday. This is Mindset Mastery for Life. I've hit a wall, accomplished music education for 25 years, but now in pharmaceutical compliance, looking for that spark again. Well, here we go. This is the first step. It is becoming aware, Tim. Pharmaceutical compliance, music education, seemingly two very disparate, very far-flung professions. But at the end of the day, really, it's the you that you're bringing to it. Music education is not something that you have to have a degree for, although I'm assuming that for 25 years you did have that. Music education is just as simple as following the Catch Me If You Can format. I don't know, I just made that up. It's the Catch Me If You Can. If you know anything about that show, anything about that story, you will know that there was and again, this is not conning people. I'm using the example. Maybe it's not the best example to use, but there was this man who conned his way into being an Ivy League professor, didn't have a degree, didn't have anything that you need to have in order to teach people anything. It was a subject that he didn't really know that well. And when the FBI sat him down, they said, how was it that you were able to teach a subject in an Ivy League with extremely intelligent people, not knowing the course, not having a degree in teaching, much less in the subject? He said, I was just one chapter ahead of the students. That's simple. And at the end of the day, that's really, truly what mentoring and education is about. If you are one skill set, one step, one chapter ahead of some people that need the information that you have, then you can teach. And when you know it, here in 2020, we're all stuck in the box here. So while you are doing pharmaceutical compliance, and while you could be singing down the hallways of pharmaceutical compliance or in your house or wherever it is that you work, do not devalue or undervalue, Tim, your ability to reach out to a person who is younger than you are, someone else who has the desire, even if you just post a 5-minute story about something about music education or something that you taught people for those 25 years, just put it out there. That's a new spark. That's a new place to reach people who might not have the information and the literal education that you have. You could start a group of educators. You've been doing it for 25 years, Tim. There's no way that you don't have something that you can teach an educator that is coming or in college for education or coming out of college or has only been teaching for 24 years. You understand? Does that make sense? Okay. That being said, thank you very much for your comments and your questions. Thank you, Chuck, for putting those up. So if you are just joining us again and you heard me here, this is part one of the 10 core mindsets that you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business. I'm Justin Guarini. That used to be over here, but then it gets blocked by the live. That is Artist Mindset Mastery, what I do. And just so as you know, I'm on a mission of the next 90 days to show 10 singers, actors, and dancers, performers, how to break through these uncertain times by mastering their artist mindset, as well as learning the what and how of perfecting their auditions and performances. So won't you click the link above this video if you're on Facebook, below this video if you are on YouTube. I'm not doing it to Instagram quite yet, but if you're on Instagram watching this, you can click my link in the bio and you can find out more about Artist Mindset Mastery and what it is that my team and I do there. Okay, so we are covering core mindset number one, the seeker. All right, we've gone through level one, asleep, level two, awake. Now we are moving on to level three. Oh, no, we've actually gone through level three. And now we are moving into, that's it. I made a whole thing for this. Boom. Asleep, aware, and active. And now we are moving on to level four. So as you know, active, having the formula, having a 5, 10, even if it's a year at this point. I know it's COVID, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folks who are watching this. I understand, but having that formula, having those goals, those benchmarks that give you some sort of idea of where you're going, and when you look back, show you where you've come from. We're now moving into I mean, it's like maybe 1% of the people who come into the Artist Mindset Mastery universe exhibit accelerated seeker level. That is level 4. Now, what does it mean to be an accelerated seeker? And for those of us who are just watching, let me go back here and say the seeker, by the way, is characterized by their search for quest or knowledge and truth. Okay, just wanted to reiterate that point to you before we cover here level 4, accelerated. Okay, so what does it mean to be an accelerated seeker? You are constantly searching for opportunities to invest time, energy, or money into digital or physical resources, mentors, masterminds, and events to level up your current perspective on things. And regardless of how good things are, you are convinced more is possible if you can expand what you see. Woo! All right, let's unpack that, because there are many, many things in here that I want to very quickly move through so that we really dig into the words here that matter. The first one is sitting right there, invest. Now, COVID-19 is affecting everyone in every walk of life in every business. Whether you have a job right now or not, whether you're a performer right now, obviously COVID-19 has affected our global economy, and it is also it is affected, if not infected, a lot of our mindset when it comes to making investments. Now, an investment is something that you make because you are looking for a return on that investment. Okay, but well, the accelerated seeker, remember, looking for knowledge, looking for truth, seeking to expand, says, I am looking actively for opportunities to invest. Now, if you are investing, it means that you have a growth mindset. If you go back on Facebook and you look at some of the 30-day, I think 30 Artist Day Artist Mindset Mastery Challenge that I did, you will see that I do something, talk about fixed and growth mindset. I'm not going to go deep into that, but it is a growth mindset. It is not a fixed and or scarcity, I don't have enough, there's not enough to go around mindset. Understandable. I'm not judging you for feeling that way, by the way. In some way, shape, or form, we all feel scarcity in our lives right now, and it is perfectly understandable. However, that being said, the accelerated seeker, expander of knowledge, expander of truth, invests time, energy, money into the physical digital resources, mentors, masterminds, event. They are out there with Bobby Hartwell in the Broadway Collective. They are going to check out Brett Shuford's programs in the Broadway Coach. They are looking at Amy Jo Berman's stuff. They are reaching out to Natalie Weiss. They are coming over to Artist Mindset Mastery and what it is with all of these wonderful actor therapy, all these wonderful, wonderful people and properties, right? They are on it, and they recognize that it is not time to maintain or to cling to that which has worked in the past, because guess what? La pasada es la pasada. The past is the past, especially in the entertainment business. And so they know, okay, I've got to level up. And they understand that, wait, as terrible as COVID-19 is, as much destruction of life, of everything that it has caused, there's an opportunity here. Because there are people who are fleeing from the scene, changing their majors, deciding that I can't. I'm just going to check out until the industry opens up again, or until somebody tells me what to do. And what we see, is the fact that there are artists, writers out there who are like, we're writing some of the best material they've ever written, and are just, there's a ton of it ready. There are producers out there that are just like, I can't wait till this thing opens up until we figure out how to safely do this, because I've got 5 things on my slate. I finally don't have to go here or do this or do that, and I got to sit at home and I got to do what it is that I wanted to do. And there is so much work waiting, just waiting to be had. And so many people are either running away, so many people are choosing to just check out, take their hands off the wheel, and allow their skill sets to diminish, or maybe just stay the same. But the accelerated seeker is seeking actively to invest their time, energy, and money in finding that knowledge, in discovering what their truth is. And you don't need me, if you're a performer, you know how important truth is to performance. And regardless of how good things are, I mean, it's hard sometimes to see anything being good right now, but regardless of how strong they feel, they understand. We understand that more is possible if we can just expand what it is that we see. Does that make sense? Now, if you're someone you know someone or idolize someone in your life that is accelerated, whether that's in or outside of performance, won't you give me a yes in the comments below? And I'm going to assume, Chuck, do we have any comments or questions or anything? Good. Okay, good. We're going to keep going. That being said, that's where we're at, right? So my question for you, and again, this is not something you need to beat yourself up about, but really at the end of the day, here at the end of our time together, as we bring the train into the station, my question for you is, are you asleep? Are you aware? Are you active? Or are you an accelerated seeker? Again, seeking to expand their knowledge and their truth, their understanding of the truth. Now, look, the truth can be relative these days, folks, I understand. But I'm talking about this and this truth here. Type your answer below in the comments. Are you asleep? Are you aware? Are you active? Are you accelerated? Because those of us who are still here and still watching and still being willing to ask these questions of ourselves, especially if you're in the performance space, I mean, life in general, we are the folks here now who are going to do the bit by bit, brick by boring brick work that it takes to create success in the new world, much less the new business of entertainment, but in the new world that is coming once the specter of COVID is lifted. And so ask yourself that. In the meantime, I want to let you know again that I'm on a mission over the next 90 days to show 10 singers, actors, or dancers how to break through these uncertain times by mastering their artist mindset and learning the what and how of perfecting their auditions and performances. If you would like to find out more about that, come on that journey with me. Won't you click the link above this video if you are watching on Facebook, below that if you're watching on YouTube. This has been a lot of fun for me. I gotta tell you, the 40 minutes that we've been doing this about, I have a little counter up there, has flown by for me, mostly because I've been flapping my gums. But at the end of the day, this was 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to domination of the new entertainment business. And just very quickly, I use the word dominate because that's not something that we usually will give ourselves the ability to dominate in the field of performance. We are taught, trained, and educated as performers to be less than the people who are giving us the jobs. We are taught, trained, and educated to see ourselves as cattle, to see ourselves as begging for the job, and just to hope they pick me, and I'm not on their level, and I've got to hope that those upon high decide that I am enough. Well, I'm interested in breaking that mold. I'm interested in breaking those stories because they don't serve us. And now that the entertainment industry is and our lives, we have the opportunity to be creators of a new story that we bring to the skill sets of singing, acting, and dancing, or whatever it is that you want to bring it to. We have the opportunity to be a creator as opposed to be the created upon, right? Does that make sense? Okay. That being said, this was 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business. I will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, where we will cover part 2, core mindset, the doer. Well, we did it, folks. This is Artist Mindset Mastery, the 10 core mindsets you must develop in 2020 to dominate the new entertainment business. I'm Justin Guarini. Thank you so very much for investing your time and your attention with me this evening. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Have a good one.